Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. In this tutorial, we're going to create something using one of the 4 new vinyls from Gracefully Created. I'm hoping to do something with each of these for y'all before the sale starts, which is Friday, Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. That is when all of these are going to drop. If you don't get them during the sale, during Black Friday, of course you can use my code that will be down below thereafter. But these are 4 absolutely beautiful holiday designs, and I'm super stoked to get them in the mail today. Our first is blue, pink. Oh, this is beautiful. Love this border across the top. We have a multicolor that would look good on near any base. Some gold bells and a traditional. Okay, so again, these are dropping, whoop, hit the camera. These are going to drop on Black Friday. I'm not certain if they're going to be a bundle or if they will be individual, but they will be in the What's New section and also in the Brittany Barnes section on the Gracefully Created ccd.com website. So make sure you get a hold of some of these. We are running out of time to make some winter designs. Right around the corner, we'll be working on Valentine's. Cannot believe it. So, with that being said, let's get started on a tumbler. Alright, so for this one, we're going to use a tumbler that I've had sitting around my room for a while. I was actually going to make a 4th of July cup out of this last year. I believe I started making it last April. And I did use 12-17-11 from PDB Creative Studio, but if you are grabbing glitters from Chase Ray Creations, Photo Shoot is a really good alternative for this one. This has solid silver, and then it looks like it has some holographic silver in there as well, so you'll definitely get this effect. This one, the 12-17-11, I remember creating this, and it actually has some opal in there with a gold shift. So if you do have Photo Shoot and you want the same kind of like gold shift to your base, just add in a gold shifting opal and you'll basically get this right here. So what we're going to do is a peekaboo. We're going to head over to Design Space, and I'm going to show you how I create my stencil, and then we'll be back to add that on. So in Design Space, there are some images that you can use for free. I just clicked on the image button, and we're going to add in both the reindeer and a snowflake. Once we have those in, I'm going to insert a square shape and put in the dimensions of our tumbler. So for a 24-ounce plump from Tipsy Magnolia, we're going to do 8 inches tall and 9.6 inches wide. Then I'm just going to rearrange my images, trying to alternate between the reindeer and the snowflakes until I am happy with the way that it looks. Once all of our images are in place, I'm going to remove that background, delete it, highlight our snowflakes and reindeer, and attach them so they cut as one. Alright, I've already weeded this out. Now we used the Hobby Lobby brand, I think it's 405 is what it's called, stencil vinyl. And we're actually going to pull it off of this backing because it's actually, this is not very thick. So we'll just put this on here. That didn't go on straight at all, did it? That's okay. Because we're not going to be putting any sort of offset or border around these. I just want them to be kind of like a peekaboo in the background and really have our florals or our elements stand out. So I'm going to cut out all around this. I got a phone call. So I did finish trimming out around this, and then I cut off a little piece of the back. That way we can press it down once we have this in place. No, it's not wanting to come off. So we're going to do this a different way. I'm going to kind of pull it. And with tension, I'm going to roll my tumbler onto it. Wasn't wanting to come off of that back. It's so hard to see. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're going to take off the transfer tape, but I am going to have to come off camera to do that so I can get up and close with this and pull this off without damaging my stencils. Yeah, so I am going to take off my transfer tape and then I'm going to spray paint this. That way we can get it ready for our glitter that we're going to add on. All right, so we have spray painted this with Hello Handsome from Color Shot. And we're going to use the Southern Belle Full Glue. You don't need very much to apply Tyra from Southern Belle Glitter. Now we are going to mix in Hudson, which is a gold. Those are, I can't remember the exact name, but they're like full glitters. Like if you're applying full to your cup, using either the full glue or a double-sided tape, then you can go back over it with this extra fine glitter and fill in any spots that still may be like tacky and exposed. So once I get the whole cup covered, I'm going to go over and just dab until this begins to dry a little bit. Once it starts to dry, this is going to even out even better, causing it to giving us a good, even coverage so that there's no lumps, bumps, or streaks underneath our micas or our extra fine glitter. Okay, so we've got some good coverage. Don't forget to get around your bottoms really well, around that bottom rim. We're gonna try this up. Okay, so as I mentioned, we're going to use both Tyra. Look how pretty and sparkly that is. And Hudson. Okay. Look how pretty that is. If I want to do a double glitter peekaboo, these extra fine glitters from Southern Belle is my go-to. They have so much sparkle and shine to be so fine. It's not too thick to where you can't see your images underneath once you spray seal it. So that makes it easier as well. So for me, there's no need to like use any sort of marker on top of my stencils. Okay, I knock this off and then I'm going to go over it once more, just to make sure that I have got every single area covered. But look at that. Beautiful. Okay, So now I'm going to take this outside. I'm going to spray seal it very lightly with Rust-Oleum Matte Clear Coat. That's going to help us see our stencils underneath just a little bit better and seal in our glitter. Alright, so this has a real good even coat of the Rust-Oleum Matte Clear Coat. And you can see the indents or the outlines of all of our stencils. So we're gonna come in here and grab a hold of it. Make sure that your stencils are dry. Don't be impatient like I am most of the time and start to try to take them off before your spray paint has completely dried. Wait until your paint is dried. That way you get nice crisp lines. This blue looks so good. How pretty that is. Take off one more, and then I'm going to take the rest of them off camera because it does take some time to remove the stencils. So okay, I'm gonna go ahead and remove the rest of these and we'll be back. Look at how good that turned out. So I removed all of our stencils and went straight in with one coat of a little extra ink epoxy. We have one spot somewhere, there it is, that I did not realize I had pulled up part of the stencil and messed up this one. So our decal is going to go over top of that spot. But before we cut this image out here, I'm going to take some measurements because I want to actually give this a gold trim. So if you don't have one of these, you need one. I will link this down below. Okay, so 5.28 inches by 5.28 by 1.87. 5.28 by 1.87. Let's remember that. I'll have this link down below. This helps so much because I can't read a measuring tape for the life of me. I know that I can screen record, but I'm just going to try this out because I feel like it's going to work better since I can talk to you guys as I am working on my computer. So we're going to create a shape. We're going to use the square and resize it to what we just measured. So 5.26 and 1.86. I have no clue what I just measured a second ago, so if that's any different, then I remeasured. Okay, so we have our shape. We're going to create an offset of 0.045. Apply. 0.045. Apply. Highlight and slice, and then you're going to remove the extra. So now we have our center. I'm going to come over here to images and get a snowflake. centered this, and then centered that. Let's make it a little smaller. Okay. Now the font that we're using is American Typewriter. Now I know that I could do this a little bit differently, but so our Y is the same dimensions as this, I'm just going to do copy, paste, double click on that, make sure it's capital, and there we go. Okay. So I'm going to move our border over, highlight these, weld, and then create an offset of these as well. I'm going to do 0.045, move this back over, and center. We're going to take this top one and move it over because that's going to be a different color than our offset. And let's highlight these and weld them together so they cut as one. And there we go. Okay, now we've got our decal cutting. We're going to cut out this and go ahead and get it on our cup. I'm going to cut out as close as I can to these just so we don't have as much clear that we have to press down. Pretty good. Okay, so we're going to trim off this right here. Going to cover this up, so I'm going to make sure that I have this at least over top of that so we get it covered up. And then I'm going to measure from the top and bottom of my cup to make sure that this is centered. I use this caliper again. One point four five needs to go up just a little bit. .4. Okay. Twist it just a hair. Okay, now that we've got that in place, let's press this down. squeegee that right on. Now I am going to really scrub this down here in the middle. That is a lot of clear. I don't want to be able to see any bubbles or any of that clear underneath my epoxy. So get it scrubbed down really good. I think it's about time for a new squeegee. Get that scrubbed down really good. And then press out all of your edges. Okay. Look at how pretty that looks on blue. I love it. Okay, time for our decal. Do y'all hear or have heard gunshots? That's my husband this time. Always talking about the neighbors shooting off cannons or guns or something while I'm in here recording. Well, it's my husband this time, so. Okay, so now we're gonna line this up with the outer edge. Hopefully it fits perfect. Nervous. Ah. Oh my gosh, okay. Nerves, look at it. Okay. Oh my gosh. Happy dance. Look at that. It's beautiful. Okay, so I decided against putting any decals over the back. I did cut out some, and I really just don't want to cover up the few really pretty peekaboos that you can see back here. So I'm going to leave it as is, but we are going to add on a few specks of red glitter, and I'm going to do that after I add on my epoxy. I don't want the red glitter all over the cup. I just want it in the areas that we don't have any decals. And if you have mixed your epoxy, you should be wearing a respirator. I don't have mine on right now because my daughter wanted to be in the room with me, so she is wearing the respirator. I do have a full face, but those of you who have glasses know that a full face, respirator, and glasses just do not mix, so it's not often that she's in here or even near my room whenever I'm putting epoxy on cups, so normally we're not sharing. Okay, so I went ahead and torched this and allowed it to spin for a few minutes just so the epoxy begins to set up a little bit. I don't want any of my glitter to run, so I'm going to try to keep turning my cup as I'm holding it to keep the epoxy from going to one side or the other. And I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of glitter on here. I just want a little bit of red pulled onto the back side as well. I want to keep seeing my deer and my snowflakes, so I don't want an excessive amount, just enough. We'll get just a little bit right here, speck here and there, and this is Cereal 2.0. I could have put this into my epoxy and spread it around, but I just wanted a little bit more control than what that would give me. So, and I think I'm happy with that. It gives enough red to where it kind of pulls that into the back and ties everything together. So I'm going to put this on my turner, allow this to dry, and then give it one more coat of epoxy before it's ready. And here it is. That red is just the most beautiful red vinyl ever. I think the border really sets off our vinyl, and you can see the shimmer of that extra fine glitter in the background. You might not be able to see it here, but you can see the gold and that holographic like rainbow shine in person. This turned out so good. I hope that y'all have enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below and I'll answer them as quickly as possible. All materials I have used and links for our files will be down below as well, with some coupon codes for you. That is all for today. Thank you all so much. We'll see you next time.